Om Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining. We want to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Singdev, Jagannath, Baladev, Gaunitai, Tulsimani Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, chapter 21 of Canto 10. And it is entitled, The Gopis Glorify the Flute, Krishna's flute. This chapter describes how Lord Sri Krishna enters the enchanting forest of Vrindavan upon the arrival of autumn and praises the young cowherd girls um, when they and when they heard they praised Krishna when they heard the vibration of his flute. Thus, Vrindavan forest was filled with transparent autumnal waters and cooling breezes, perfumed with the fragrance of lotus flowers growing in the clear lakes. Then, as Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, and their cowherd friends entered the forest to graze the cows, Krishna began playing his flute. The gopis heard the enchanting flute song and understood that Krishna was entering the forest. Hearing a peacock feather, wearing a peacock feather on his head, blue flowers on his ears, a brilliant golden garment, Krishna showed himself as the best of dancers. Then the gopis narrated to each other the Lord's various activities. So, Krishna and Balaram, while tending the cows, appeared just like actors going to play on a dramatic stage. Krishna was dressed in glowing garments of yellow, Balaram in blue. So this is the famous Venu Geet. Venu means flute. So the gopis, in 8 verses, describe Krishna's flute playing. The gopis declared, to see Lord Krishna playing his flute while taking the cows to pasture is the highest perfection for the eyes and the greatest fortune for the seer. We can't even imagine how glorious that is. What pious activities has this flute performed that enable him to freely drink the nectar of Krishna's lips? A blessing we cowherd girls find difficult to achieve. So Krishna's one of his favorite activities is playing the flute. My dear friend, we cannot even think of this bamboo flute. What sort of pious activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Krishna? How is it possible that the flute, which is nothing but a bamboo rod, is always engaged in enjoying the nectar from Krishna's lips? Because the flute is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, the mother and the father of the flute must be happy. So this is the gopis. Dressed in such an attractive way, Krishna filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So the gopis remembered him, entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by the footprints of Krishna and his companions. Krishna was very expert in playing the flute, and the gopis were captivated by the sound's vibration. When Govinda plays this flute, the peacocks immediately become mad. When all the animals and trees and plants, either on the top of the Govardhan hill or in the valley, see the dancing of the peacock, they all stand still and listen to the transcendental sound of the flute with great attention. And what's the lesson to learn from this? Playing flute is one of the items that distinguish Krishna from all the other avatars. All the other avatars. He plays this flute so mesmerizingly. No other avatar can do that. So why? We just divert a little bit. Reasons why Krishna plays the flute. So Srila Rupa Goswami, he kindly explains why. Krishna loves to play the flute because he loves to enjoy. Playing the flute is such a wonderful activity, so pleasing to the heart, to the ears. Krishna uses his flute to smack his friends, especially his friend Vishal, in a joyful way. Sometimes he plays the flute in a way to make the demons dizzy. He calls the cows in groups by various tunes from the flute. Sometimes the cows don't come because they want to hear their name called out by Krishna. Otherwise, he has a flute. He plays the flute in a certain style which attracts a certain style of Gomata. Krishna would play on any of his flutes when they were needed. He uses the Venu flute to attract the gopis. Venam Kwanantam Ravindam Dalaya Daksham. This is one of the verses in the Brahma Samhita. He's expert in playing the flute. So sometimes when he plays the flute in the middle of the night, there he is. Gopis go crazy. They're running after. Where is he? Where is he? They might be feeding their elders or the young ones. It doesn't matter. They just run out of the door that time. They come and find him. Then they have the Ras Leela, which took place when Krishna was 8 years, 1 month. Krishna uses the flute for many reasons: playing, pleasing, reciprocating, calling, pacifying his devotees. In the morning time, the flute will be played in full, excited way as they're going to the forest with the gopas and the cows. So this is a festival in itself. And the gopas, the gomatas are so happy because they're going to spend the whole day with Krishna. But the gopis are really unhappy. They're feeling sad because Krishna is going to be out of their vision for the whole day in the forest. And what do they do in the forest? They play, they dance, they enjoy. Even the monkeys join in. Everybody's mesmerized. The animals, Gomata, the Gopas. In the afternoon, in the forest, Krishna would play to reciprocate with the plants, trees, birds, animals, letting them know he has noticed them and he loves them all. Everything is stunned. Rivers flow backwards. This is in the afternoon. The animals, they just become so attracted. The water comes flying up, trying to touch his lotus feet. In the evening, Krishna plays happily because the Brajvasis are looking forward to seeing him. But it is sad for the forest and for the Gopas and the Gomatas because Krishna's back in his home. So Gopas looking sad, the Gopis looking also a little sad, but happy actually because he's back again in Vrindavan. And they're surrounding him. Krishna was so attracted to the sound of his flute playing that he would often climb a tree and play to himself. The sound is so attractive that it attracts the all attractive. Krishna initiated Lord Brahma to create the universe with the sound of the flute. The sound of the flute came and gave Brahma the inspiration to create. Krishna performs a concert in front of Brajbasis. Often in the evening, they would have a performance by Krishna and Balaram. The flute has 6 holes and is free from the 6 anathas: lust, anger, greed, attachment, envy, and pride. These things really let us down in this world, takes us away from Krishna. But these flute, these holes mean these anathas are not there. When we also become free from the 6 anathas, Krishna will also play us like a flute. The flute is straightforward. What goes in comes out. And this is a very important quality to try to aspire for: straightforwardness, no duplicity. Why did the flute get this mercy? How come the flute is so close to the lips of Krishna? As the gopis were wondering. One day, Krishna rushed to the garden very alarmed. He went to the bamboo plant and said, I have something to ask you, but it's very difficult. The bamboo said, Tell me. So everything in the spiritual world is alive. So the bamboo is also alive, not just alive, but it can talk. It's fully conscious. Tell me if I can, I will give it to you. So Krishna said, I need your life. I need to cut you. Whoa. Bamboo thought for a while and then said, You don't have any other choice? You don't have any other way? Krishna said, No, no other way. And the bamboo said, Okay, if that's what you got to do, you got to do it. So Krishna cut the bamboo, made holes in it. Each time while he was doing that, the bamboo was crying with pain. Krishna made a beautiful flute out of it. And this flute was with Krishna all the time. Even the gopis were jealous of the flute. They said, Look, Krishna is our Lord, and yet we get to spend only some time with him. He wakes up with you, the flute. He sleeps with you, the flute. All the time you are with him. So one day they asked the bamboo, Tell us the secret. What secret do you have that the Lord treasures you so much, even though there's nothing attractive about you? You're just a boring bamboo stick. There's nothing interesting about you. And the bamboo said, Yes, you're right. I have no attractive features. I can't even create music. It is the player who does. But the secret is, I am empty inside of any ego and have a purified mind and allow the Lord to do whatever He wants with me. I surrendered to Him. So, this is a fantastic example of full surrender. The bamboo fully surrendered. And this is where we can try to aim our connection with God, connection with Krishna. Try to have these qualities of purified mind, no ego, and surrender. This is very hard, of course, in this age of Kali Yuga, but interesting if we are able to achieve something like that. Krishna has different flutes. He plays different melodies for different purposes. Mainly, there are three kinds of flutes used by Krishna. Right? This is in the nectar of devotion. There's the Venu. This is very small, not more than 6 inches long, and it has 6 holes for whistling. There's the Murali, is about 18 inches long, with a hole at the end and 4 holes on the body of the flute. And there's the Vamsi. The Vamsi flute is about 15 inches long, with 9 holes on its body. These flutes were sometimes decked with jewels. Sometimes they were made of marble, sometimes of hollow bamboo. When the flute is made of jewels, it is called Sammohini. When made of gold, it is called Akashini. The flute goes everywhere with Krishna. Even when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Srila Prabhupada explained.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Something is just came on my mind, so I better ask before I forget. Why these flutes are some small and some bigger,
Different
and
sounds.
some has got
Different
more
sound.
holes.
Yeah, different sounds. They have
Some
different
has got.
melodies. Yeah, different melodies, different sounds. It just depends. For different purposes. He uses the Venu to attract the gopis, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah, and the others he would do different things, like to call the cows. He will have, I don't know which one, but it'll be one of the other ones, Murali or Vamsi. So he has different flutes for different purposes.
Is only Krishna, or is it
No,
do with even
yeah,
the people who
yeah,
play in
they
the
have
band?
different types of flutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
It's not
people.
just one type of flute. There's many, many different types of flutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Something to
yeah,
know something completely different.
yeah, yeah.
I always thought that flute had only 6 holes and
No,
that's
no,
it.
no, no. There can be many more, different
Many
types
more.
as well. Mm.
All right. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Prabhupada said, Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Flute came as the Madanga. This is when the time of Chaitanya. Flute was now the Madanga, no longer the flute. The flute sound came as the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this flute sound, which comes from the lips of Krishna, is actually the Maha Mantra. It's very powerful. Okay, so back on to the Canto 10. Hearing the songs of Krishna's flutes, the peacocks danced madly. All the other creatures became stunned when they see them. Demigoddesses traveling through the sky in their airplanes are waxed with by Cupid, and their garments become loose. The ears of the cows stand on end as they drink the nectar of this flute song, and their calves simply stand stunned. The milk they have been drinking from their mothers' udders still in their mouth. They're so stunned. Hearing Krishna's flute. The birds take shelter of the branches of the trees and close their eyes, listening to the song of Krishna's flute with rapt attention. Surely these birds are on the same level as great sages. The flowing rivers become perturbed by conjugal attraction for Krishna, and stopping their flow, embrace Krishna's lotus feet with the arms of their waves, while the clouds serve as parasols to shade Krishna's head from the hot sun. The Aborigine women of the Sahara race, seeing the grass stained by the red kumkum, adorning the Lord's lotus feet, smear this vermilion powder upon their breasts and faces to alleviate the distress created by Cupid. Govardhan Hill offers grass and various kinds of fruits and bulbous roots in worship of Lord Shri Krishna. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan is the best. Being touched by lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan appears very jubilant. As he plays on his flute, all the non-moving living beings take on the characteristics of moving creatures. And the moving living beings become stationary. Everything just changes. Why? Because they're so stunned by the sound of the flute that they forget their normal situation, and it reverses. This is a sign of ecstasy as well. These things are all very wonderful. So, let's see what this says. While Krishna was engaged in tending the cows in the forest of Vrindavan or in Govardhan Hill, the gopis in the village were always absorbed in thinking of him and discussing his different pastimes. This is the perfect example of Krishna consciousness. To somehow or other remain always engrossed thoughts of Krishna. What is Krishna doing right now? Chapter 22. Krishna steals the garments of the unmarried gopis. This chapter describes how the marriageable daughters of the cowherd men worshipped Katyani to get Lord Shri Krishna. Katyani is another form of Mother Durga, Parvati Ma, Ambama. And how Krishna stole the garments of the young girls and gave the girls benedictions. During the month of Margasirsa, every day early in the morning, the young daughters of the cowherd men would take one another's hand, and singing of Krishna's transcendental qualities, go to the Yamuna to bathe. Desiring to obtain Krishna as their husband, they would then worship the goddess Katyani with incense, flowers, and other items. For an entire month, the girls carried out their vow. This is a tough vow to follow. Eating only unspiced khichdi and properly worshipping the goddess Bhadrakali. Bhadrakali is another form of Mambama. Fully absorbing their minds in Krishna and meditating upon the following thought. May the son of Nanda, King of Nanda, become my husband. So this was when He was 7 years, 1 month. Venu Gita Lila. The unmarried girls used to pray with great devotion to Goddess Katyani, addressing her as follows: "O supreme eternal energy of the personality of God, O Goddess, please be kind to us and arrange for our marriage with the son of Nand Maharaj, Krishna." One day, the young gopis left their garments on the shore as usual, began playing in the water while chanting Lord Krishna's activities. Wanting to award the gopis the perfection of their endeavor, suddenly Krishna himself came there with his friends, took away all the garments, climbed a nearby Kadamba tree. Then, as he laughed loudly, and his companions who laughed also laughed, he addressed the girls jokingly. So this is one of the teasing pastimes. Krishna, along with this, appeared on the scene where the gopis were bathing in the river. Krishna could understand the desire of the gopis, right? He knew what they wanted. Appearing on the scene, Krishna immediately collected all the garments of the gopis, climbing up in a nearby tree, and told the gopis to come and get their clothes. Wanting to tease the gopis, Krishna said, "I understand how fatigued you gopis are from your austerities, because they've just done this Katyani vrata, which was really hard. So please come onto the shore and pack your clothes." He's teasing them. Seeing how Krishna was joking with them, the gopis became fully immersed in love for him. And as they glanced at each other, they began to laugh and joke among themselves, even in their embarrassment. But still, they did not come out of the water. As Sri Govinda spoke to the gopis in this way, his joking words completely captivated their minds, submerged up to their necks in cold water. They began to shiver. The gopis then pretended to become angry and said, "Dear Krishna, don't be unfair. We know you are the respectable son of Nanda and that you are honored by everyone in Braj. You are also very dear to us. Please give us back our clothes. We are shivering in the cold water." They also threatened that if Krishna did not give them back their garments, they would inform King Kamsa of all that had happened. But if he did give the clothes back, they would willingly carry out his order in the mood of humble servants. Krishna replied that he had no fear of King Kamsa, and that if the girls really intended to follow his command and be his maidservants, they should each immediately come onto the shore and take their respective garments. Otherwise, Krishna said he would not give the clothes back to the gopis. The girls, trembling from the cold, climbed out of the water with their 2 hands covering their private parts. Krishna felt great affection for them, and pleased by their pure, loving affection, again spoke, "Because while executing a vow you bathed in the water naked, you have committed an offense against the devatas, and to counteract it, you should offer obeisances with joined palms above your heads." So cheeky. Then your vow of austerity will achieve its full result. The gopis followed these instructions and folded their hands in respect, offered obeisance to Krishna. Satisfied, he gave them back their clothes. But the young girls had become so attracted to him, they could not leave. Understanding their minds, Krishna said that he knew they had worshipped Katyayani to get him as their husband. Because they had offered their hearts to him, their desires would never again become tainted by the mood of materialistic enjoyment. Just as fried barley corn can no longer grow into shoots. In the coming nights, he told them, their most cherished desire would be fulfilled. Krishna then told the gopis to return back to Braj. The young girls, their desire now fulfilled, could bring themselves only with great difficulty to return to the village of Braj, meditating all the while upon his lotus feet. Sometime later, Sri Krishna and his cowherd friends Stoka Krishna and Amshu, Sridham, Shubhal and Arjun, Vishal, Vashubha, Ojaswi, Devaprastha and Varuthapa went off to a distant place to graze the cows. When the boys felt disturbed by the great heat of summer, they took shelter of the base of a tree that stood just like an umbrella. The Lord then said that the life of a tree is most excellent, for even while feeling pain, a tree continues to protect others from heat, rain, snow, and so on. This is such a nice point, and how we should respect trees. With its leaves, flowers, fruits, shade, roots, bark, wood, fragrant sap, ashes, pulp, and sprouts, a tree fulfills the desires of everyone. This kind of life is ideal. Indeed, said Krishna, the perfection of life is to act with one's vital energy, wealth, intelligence, and words for the benefit of all. So this is the really phenomenal point. If we're going to live, we live for others. And we connect our consciousness to the Lord by living for others. Very, very important for the benefit of others. This is so powerful. Very important. It is the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. So nice. After the Lord had glorified the trees in this way, the entire company went to the Yamuna, where the cowherd boys let the cows drink the sweet water and also drank themselves, some themselves. This is such an amazing picture. While passing through the forests of Vrindavan on the banks of the Yamuna, Krishna sat down at a beautiful spot and allowed the cows to drink the cold and transparent water of the Yamuna. Being fatigued, the cowherd boys, Krishna and Balaram, also drank. Then, O king, the cowherd boys began herding the animals in a leisurely way within a small forest along the Yamuna. But soon they became afflicted by hunger and approached Krishna and Balaram and spoke as follows. So that we can continue on Monday. So, any questions? Any questions? Any comments, please?
Prabhu, it's very beautiful, and
Yes,
I thought everything is beautiful. And,
it's extraordinary.
it's like nectar to the ear.
Extraordinary, yes, it is extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Shyamalini. It's
That's all.
glorious pastimes.
Just so wonderful, Prabhu. Sorry, my internet has gone, so I'm on my mobile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was having a problem this afternoon, yeah. But yeah, such a amazing pastimes.
It is amazing, isn't it, Krishna? Yeah. And he deceived the gopis to put their hands above their head.
Yeah. He's terrible. But they love him so much, you know. And
yeah. And there's no material tinge of anything in his showing the gopis naked before him. No material tinge at all.
Yeah. That's correct. That's correct.
That's what it is.
It's totally spiritual. Correct.
Only spiritual, yeah.
Yeah, Prabhu, is it because they wanted the Lord as their husband? That's why this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Krishna, he would have done it anyway. Any opportunity to tease the gopis is there. But he wanted to fulfill their desire. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the beauty of the Lord, you know, if our desire is intense enough, pure enough, and sincere enough, it will be fulfilled. It may take a little time, but it doesn't matter. This movie is like Prahlad's, you know, at one point he says to himself, or he says to somebody asked him, what if the Lord doesn't come and protect you? It doesn't matter, he said. He is my only shelter. If he doesn't want to come and protect me, that's his choice. And that is fine. But he is my only protector. And this is what the Lord likes. He likes that complete surrender, complete, sincerity. That it doesn't matter. I don't have a backup plan. Krishna is my plan. So this is wonderful, actually. Good examples, gopis and Prahlad as well. Prahlad is such an amazing, and I love the way they portrayed Prahlad in the movie as well. It's very, very good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it's really nice, and you enjoy the pastime listening again and again.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true.
When you're reading, oh my God, I feel like just keep listening.
No, thank you. It's actually the Lord's leelas, so amazing leelas. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much. Thank you. Okay, so let's stop there. Happy Janmashtami. Oh no, we are back in tomorrow. Very good. We're back tomorrow. So, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam Puran ki jai.